Marvel Comics fans typically don't ponder the Avengers' dating lives. Yet, the extensive storytelling in comic books warrants chronicling the Avengers' relationships alongside their superhero exploits, even those pairings that seem nonsensical. Despite the well-known classic flings like Steve Rogers and Peggy Carter or Tony Stark and Pepper Potts, there are also more unusual romances that either bewilder or discomfort fans. Here are the top 10 shocking Avengers romances that caught everyone off guard. Captain America and Wasp. This unconventional pairing emerged solely in the Ultimate Universe, originating from a violent incident depicted in Ultimates number 9 by Mark Millar and Brian Hitch. In the Ultimate Universe, like in Earth 616, Hank Pym and Janet Van Dyne were married, but their relationship turned abusive. Captain America discovered the abuse, confronted Hank, and expelled him from the Ultimates after a brutal confrontation. Despite initial anger, Janet and Steve eventually became close, although their relationship was brief. Elektra and the Punisher. Elektra is commonly depicted as Daredevil's love interest, but their differing views on handling villains, particularly her inclination toward murder, strained their relationship. Seeking a like-minded partner, Elektra turned to Frank Castle, the Punisher, as revealed in Thunderbolts number 7 by Daniel Way and Phil Noto. Although they bonded over a shared attraction to dispensing justice and exchanged macabre gifts, such as a bronzed heart, their relationship was doomed. Both were too unwavering in their codes and emotionally closed off for a lasting connection. Rogue and Sentry. In the one-shot Sentry, Fallen Sun by Paul Jenkins and Tom Rainey, a romantic relationship between Rogue and Sentry is hinted at, characterized by a love language of physical touch. Rogue's mutation prevents her from touching anyone without absorbing their life force, leading to profound isolation. Sentry provided comfort in this brief yet meaningful connection by embracing Rogue when no one else could. While not a long-lasting or conventional romance, their connection was genuine and significant, despite its surprising brevity. Scarlet Witch and Dr. Doom. Upon reflection, the Scarlet Witch and Dr. Doom pairing, though initially surprising, makes more sense than it appears. Both are powerful magic users with similar backgrounds, connections to the darker aspects of sorcery, and unwavering commitment to their loved ones. They have fought alongside and against prominent Marvel superheroes. Their relationship developed after the events of House of M, as revealed in Avengers: The Children's Crusade number 3 by Alan Heinberg and Jim Chung. While short-lived, Dr. Doom was perhaps the only person who could truly understand Scarlet Witch on every level during that phase of her life, making their connection less peculiar than it initially appeared. Wasp and Hawkeye. In the opening pages of Avengers number 83 by Chuck Austin and Scott Kolins, Hawkeye and Wasp had a brief fling after her split with Hank Pym due to years of verbal and physical abuse. Despite lacking previous chemistry, this pairing seemed unexpected, but that was intentional. Janet sought something casual with Hawkeye, and they enjoyed each other's company on a more physical level. While real feelings were involved to some extent, it was a classic case of two colleagues finding each other attractive and decided to have some fun together. Scarlet Witch and Captain America. This short-lived relationship, while initially peculiar, had been developing in Marvel Comics for decades. Captain America and Scarlet Witch briefly engage in a romance leading up to the events of Avengers: Disassembled, as revealed in Captain America and the Falcon number 9 by Christopher Priest and Joe Bennett. The attraction is not new. Scarlet Witch expressed interest in Captain America as far back as Avengers number 23 by Stan Lee and Don Heck. Since joining the team in Avengers number 16, she had been contemplating a physical relationship with Captain America, which finally materialized many years later. Iron Man and Wasp. Tony Stark and Janet Van Dyne attempted to make their relationship work not once, but twice. The first time, in Avengers number 224, by Jim Shooter, Alan Zelenetz, and Mark Bright, occurred after Janet's marriage to Hank Pym ended, and Tony became her romantic comfort. However, the relationship faced challenges, one being Janet's unawareness of Tony being Iron Man. They decided to try again in Tony Stark, Iron Man number 4 by Dan Slott and Valerio Schiti, but the second attempt didn't fare any better. Despite the challenges, there's an undeniable spark between these two lovebirds. Tigra and Hank Pym, a Skrull doppelganger. From the West Coast Avengers era to the 50 States Initiative, Marvel Comics fans believed Hank Pym was in a relationship with Tigra, and they even had a child named William, introduced in Avengers Initiative number 35 by Christos N. Gage and Jorge Molina. However, it was later revealed that it wasn't Hank Pym but a Skrull doppelganger. To add to the confusion, it turned out to be not just any Skrull but a clone of the Skrull named Critty Knoll. The complexity lies not in Hank Pym's relationship with Tigra but in the revelation that it wasn't Hank Pym at all but a Skrull. Hank Pym's Wasp and JoSTa. JoSTa, created by Hank Pym as Ultron's bride with Janet Van Dyne's mind copied within her, had an unusual twist in her storyline. After Janet disappeared post-Secret Invasion by Brian Michael Bendis and Leinil Franciscu, Hank, now the Wasp, surprisingly entered a romantic relationship with JoSTa. Despite Despite the unconventional nature of this connection and the apparent incestuous undertones, as JoSTa shares her name with the mother in Oedipus Rex, the romance was met with mixed reactions from readers. Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch. In the Ultimate Universe, there are strong implications that Quicksilver was romantically involved with his sister, Scarlet Witch. From hints dropped by the Wasp to Captain America, to a suggestive panel in the Ultimates 3 comic series, by Jeff Loeb and Joma Dureira, the storyline heavily insinuated a romantic relationship between the siblings. This unsettling revelation occurred in a universe that was ultimately obliterated, providing relief that this shocking twist exists only in that particular storyline. Naturally, frequent collaborations or conflicts among individuals in the relatively small superheroes villains anti-hero community may lead to the exploration of romantic or sexual relationships. However, some of these pairings are undeniably odd, and the last one is just uncomfortable. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more top 10 videos.